What up YouTube, this is Tech here with another video. Today I'm bringing you a few tips on how to save battery on your iPhone, especially iPhones running iOS 10. These are actually tips that I use myself, so let's get to it. The first thing you want to do is turn on Raise to Wake on your iPhone. For these you will need to go to Settings, then go to Display and Brightness, find Raise to Wake and make sure the toggle is actually off. Next we want to go to the main settings menu and we want to turn off background app refresh. For these we want to go into General, Background App Refresh, and make sure the Background App Refresh toggle is turned off. This will prevent all your apps from refreshing on the background. Sometimes we don't really need this sort of thing going in your iPhone, and you also want to turn it off to make sure you save more battery. Next we want to go back to the main settings menu and we want to turn off automatic downloads. For these we want to go into iTunes and App Store and then make sure all these toggles are actually set to off here. Once you have all the toggles here set to off, you want to make sure that you actually go into the App Store weekly or bi-weekly to do all your app updates. Sometimes updates to your apps are actually critical, so you want to make sure that you have the latest updates on your device. An example of a critical update could be updating code that is draining your battery in your device. So this is the reason you want to make sure you have the latest updates. Next is notifications. Having notifications for every single app that you have installed on your device could actually drain your battery as well. So to prevent having notifications for every app, you want to go into Settings, then you want to go to Notifications, and then you want to turn off notifications on the apps that you don't really use or need. As you see here, some of these apps are actually set to off right now. I did that myself, but you can also see that I have some that have badges, sounds, and banners set. I'm going to pick Dropbox out of this list here to show you guys how to turn them off. All you have to do is set the allow notification toggle to off. That's it. Again, this is only for the apps that you don't need notifications from. Next up is the auto lock timing in your device. Leaving your screen on for a long period of time without even using it can actually drain your battery. To prevent this from happening, we're going to go into Display and Brightness, and you want to make sure that this is set to 30 seconds. And remember, the higher you go, the more battery you're going to waste. Next, I want to talk about location services. Most of the apps that you actually install on your device can actually track your GPS signal 24/7, and this is one of the main things that can actually drain your battery fast. To prevent this from happening, we want to go into Settings, Privacy, and we want to go to Location Services. Now here you have the option to actually turn off location services completely, but if you do need location services on some apps like Google Maps or Facebook or Twitter, etc., you do want to set this app to while using the app only. Now the only problem I have with this is that you have to go into every single app to do this. Next up is the screen brightness. The key thing to know here is that the less you use your brightness, the more battery you're going to save. So if you feel that your screen is actually a little bit too bright, you can actually reduce that brightness to a point that you're comfortable. And I guarantee you that if you do this, you will save battery life throughout the day. The easiest way to get to brightness in iOS is actually to swipe up from the bottom of the screen, and this will actually give you the option of the brightness and a few other things. Next, we want to turn on low power mode. For these, we want to go into Settings, then we want to go to Battery and make sure that the low power mode toggle is actually turned on. This is just to make sure that your device uses the least resources as possible. Next, we want to turn on Reduce Motion. For these, we want to go into General, Accessibility, Reduce Motion, and make sure that the Reduce Motion is actually turned on. Once you do this one, you will feel like your device is actually faster, but that should be the case because when we reduce motion, we're actually reducing the animations a bit. This is just making your animations a little faster. This is also going to save battery because your animations are not going to be delayed as much. My next tip is for people who actually have Snapchat. As you may already know, Snapchat is actually a power hungry app, and you want to make sure you do this step if you do have it. So the first thing we want to do here is find the Snapchat. Then we want to go to Settings on the top right, and then you want to look for Manage Preferences and make sure that travel mode is actually turned on. And the last tip I have here is for people who actually follow all the recommendations in this video, but they are still getting poor battery life, and that is restart or restore your device. But the first thing I will try here is just restart your device, because that could actually kill any process that is running on the device itself. If this doesn't fix the problem, then I will go to the next step, which is restore your device completely and maybe start from scratch and download all your apps again. And guys, this is it. If you follow all the recommendations in this video, I'm pretty sure you will save battery life throughout the day. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up on this one. Also subscribe, I have a giveaway coming soon. But in order to participate, you will need to be subscribed to my channel. And as always, catch me in the next video.